big silver bream out of the ditch. That is a fantastic condition fish. There we go, look at that. This is the most fun fishing I've ever had. Alright guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to Bearded Hooker UK. Today I am back at the ditch that I was at last video, but this time I'm going to be coarse fishing. I'm going to be using a really small little bomb. I've got a box of maggots. Like I said I was going to do, there's already like a fair bit of fish activity again. It's a lot colder than last time though, so I'm hopeful of a bite, but not getting too optimistic. So yeah, let's get into it. I'll just quickly show you the rig. So that's the rig I'm using. You really could not get much simpler, to be honest. Got a really tiny little bomb on there. That's a 4 gram short hook length, size 20 hook. I'm using my Daiwa Black Widow because it's the shortest rod I have, and for this kind of water you need a short rod, and it's kind of a quiver tip anyway. It's got that white sort of tip on it. So yeah, let's get fishing. Well, I just had my first bite of the session, struck into it, and it were a big roach. Unfortunately, I was messing about with the camera, so I didn't strike when I wanted to. I was fighting it for maybe about 15 seconds and then it came off, but do you know what? It were putting up a scrap. It were not a bad sized fish. So the fish are definitely here. I've brought my line back in a couple of times and the maggot has been bitten pretty much every time. So it's a really good sign. I just need to focus on the rod and not on the camera. Let's try again, shall we? I was casting it right far down this stream. Yep, that's where I'm fishing. Cool. Getting a few knocks on the tip there. There's definitely something there. Had a tiny little twitch on the rod. And then struck into it, and this guy took it. I didn't even know he was on. It was like the smallest little bite. There we go, hooked right in the top lip. This is a really nice little roach. There we go. First fish of the day. Look at the condition. That is a fantastic condition fish. Beautiful little catch. Amazing stuff. Let's get it back. Two-handed release, little catch and push. Fantastic stuff. Oh, that's exciting. Wonder what else is down there. Okay, so I'll just put it straight back in after catching that roach. And I'm already getting twitches. This is crazy out of such a tiny little drainage ditch. Little stream thing. That might be a bite. These fish are so careful. I don't think they've ever been caught before. Like, it's such a wild place. It's not really a fishing spot, if you know what I mean. That's a bite. That's a fish. It wasn't a bite. I was fooled.
Got him!
This style of fishing is just so pure. Like, I'm just sat down on a muddy bank, middle of winter, it's freezing, I'm all wrapped up, I've got my chest waders on because everything's wet. I don't want to get wet. Just got a tiny bomb and a really light quiver tip, sending it down a tiny little ditch that is absolutely full of quality little fish. And to be honest, it's got some big ones in as well. As you know, last session I had that really nice chub, about £2. So it'd be awesome if we could get something like that again. Hey, look at this. Second fish of the day. Another absolutely fantastic condition roach. Not as big as the first one, but I absolutely do not mind. These bites are crazy. The line just kind of goes slack and then strike into it and you've got a fish on. So look at this guy. See if we can show him to the camera. Oh, no, I don't think so. He's gone back. Well, fish number 2 on the bank. Great stuff. Now that is micro fishing. Proper tiny roach. Yeah, the line just went completely slack. Struck into it and it was this guy that took it. Size 20 hook was almost too big for it. Absolutely tiny little roach. There he goes. Well, fish number 3. So far so good. I've been here less than an hour. So yeah, it's going well. From this point on, the fish were just biting and biting and biting. I was pretty much catching a fish on the drop every single cast. I've never known fishing like it, especially in a wild venue like this in the coldest month of winter. It was really turning into a red letter day kind of session, and the fact that these roach were just so pristine made it all the better. I've never fished anywhere that holds so many incredible quality fish as this, and the average stamp of each fish was decent too, especially given the size of water that they live in. Well, to be honest, we're having a pretty mega session here. I haven't been filming all these fish on proper camera because there's been so many. I think I've caught maybe 12 or 13 roach so far. I don't know if you can see Liam in the background. He's got the spinner out a bit further down. Because as we know, there are predators in here. There's chub. And probably perch as well. Hopefully you can get some a bit more different. But yeah, this is great. Great session. Oh, got a fish on. There we go, another roach. This is absolutely mental fishing. Fish pretty much every chuck. This is one of the smaller ones. I've been catching some pretty nice sized ones, to be honest. Absolutely pristine condition fish as well. Probably never been caught. Just living the best life in this little tiny ditch. It's great. I just caught another fish, the next cast, and I just need you guys to appreciate the absolute quality of these fish. Absolutely fin perfect. Stunning roach out of this tiny stream. Absolutely amazing. I'm just in shock. I just can't believe it, how such a tiny bit of water can hold so many great fish. Proper red letter day session. I'm just having such a great time here. Yeah. That's it. That's the message. I'm just having the best time. Right. This past like 5 minutes I've been getting a fish a chuck, and I just wanted to see if I can get this on camera. I'm literally just dropping the bomb on the opposite bank directly in front of me, just there, and then they're taking it on the drop pretty much like as soon as I'm tightening it up. I'm getting a fish like straight away. Say that and now I'm filming, it's not happening. There we go. This is insane. Tiny roach, maggots from the tiny ditch. Literally, it's the middle of winter, it's 2 degrees, and I'm catching a fish a chuck. This is the easiest fishing I've done in my entire life. Well, I've just landed the biggest fish of the day. It's a roach. So I can hold that up for you. There we go, look at that. I don't know, maybe 5-6 ounce. Really big fish, definitely the biggest one of the day. Let's use the net on it. Let's bob him back. Put up a right scrap as well on the Black Widow. It was great. This is the most fun fishing I've ever had. There we go, we've actually caught a different species. That is a bleak. I've probably had about over 40 fish now, easy. I don't want to say 50 yet, but there's a good chance I've had 50 because I'm just getting a fish a chuck. It's absolutely crazy. But this is the first fish I've had that is not a roach. So nice bit of diversity in the stream. Little bleak. I've just been catching non-stop fish, I'm not going to lie. I've caught well over 50 roach, I've had 2 bleak as well. I want to catch one more fish, and then I'm going to tie a lure on, see if we can get something bigger like that chub we had last week. That'd be amazing. There we go. Yeah. One last fish on the bait. That took way too long. That took a lot longer than the other ones. There we go. Another really nice roach. Let's get it back. Right, let's put a lure on and see if we can get another chub like last week. Right, so I've tied a lure on. I'll show you what I'm using the same lure that I used last weekend that I ended up catching the chub on. Just a little micro fry, little fox rage, little tiny spiky. So I'm hoping that I can catch something similar. Maybe some big roach or chub or perch. I'm at a different spot to where I was fishing with the maggots. But this is the spot where I caught the chub from last time, so I'm hoping that this is where it likes to live. I've had a couple of bites already. Oh, that were a bite. But I'm not going to lie, it's really, really cold. And my hands are shaking a little bit, and I am just shivering all over. So I don't know how much more I can take of this. But hopefully something will come along and take the lure. Right, so if you've watched last week's video when I was lure fishing here, you'll know that I was accidentally foul hooking a few fish. Unfortunately it's happened again, but I foul hooked this bream. Not even a bad size. Like, that is a massive fish for this water. Oh, if I can get in better. Oh, it's flopping in. But yeah, so that's a foul hooked bream, just literally jigging it back in as normal. Caught it just in the side of the body, unfortunately, but yeah, big silver bream out of the ditch. Can't count it because it didn't go for the lure at all, but still I had to show that because that's a fish that I absolutely did not know was in here. But yeah, turns out there's bream in here, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately it was foul hooked, but yeah, this ditch is just full of surprises. Right then, calling it a day there. Absolutely mega session. I said last time I came down, if I come down with a box of maggots, I'll absolutely rinse the place, and that's pretty much what happened. Well over 50 fish on the bank. Tried again with the lures, unfortunately didn't get anything apart from snagging that silver bream, which were a really impressive fish to be fair for this bit of water, but cannot count it as a proper catch because it was foul hooked unfortunately. But yeah, that's just another win for this ditch, very quickly becoming my favourite place to fish. But yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at BeardedHookerUK. Please subscribe if you've not already. And also you can check out my fishing logbook that I published on Amazon. It's available to buy right now. The link is in the description below. Check that out, and yeah, I will hopefully see you guys in the next video. Cheers.